What's crack-a-lack in YouTube? This is Crawl Krishka playing Sabatiel HERoes versus Xing. Anyway, that first play I was trying to do, I was trying to make Laval Chain the middle Shadow Mist to get Diamond Dude so I get my D-Draw alive. But he had Torrential set, so things blew up and went poof. Now he's gonna poke me with a 19 beater dude. So, I don't know too much about Xing's, but I do know that you're not supposed to attack them unless it has meaning. And, what else? Yeah, that's all I really know about them. So, this guy's playing like super new age Xings with pendulums and supply unit. So already I'm at a handicap because I'm only playing TCG cards with hero stuff. So this should be an interesting match. He summons Mass Chameleon because the entire deck is filled with 0 attack or 0 defense monsters, and it's an instant boss monster Xing dude who's basically a tiramisu when he's summoned, and he gets pumps according to what he gets made by. But he doesn't keep them and makes a Leo to push my face in. Make Kree Bandit play, and I get Shadow Mist effect off, which is cool, and I get Dark Hole. Assuming I survive next turn, my next turn would have been pretty decently cool, but he had a monster to finish me off. Norimo Karibo saved my life here, sadly. And this is a really hard matchup for me too, because he main decks 2 Imperial Iron Walls. So, as soon as he sees 1 Imperial Iron Wall, half of my deck is shut down, and as soon as I see my Dark Law, and he doesn't have his Imperial Iron Wall, then his entire deck is shut down. So it's whoever gets theirs first. Except I can search mine out, but with his wall, he can activate it anytime and it'll completely shut me down. Because the only back row hate that I have is 0 Acid, but I can't make 0 without Miracle Fusion, and I can't Miracle Fusion without Banishing. So here's this cool play that I like to do first turn, which ends up with 9 cards in hand, which ends up with this cool ass field. With a Key Beetle blocking down Dark Law. So I decided to finish him off with this turn using a hopefully no TK. But he had Phoenix Chain to stop my Dark Law, so I used my Mass Change to Dark Law into a Dark Law. So Dark Law is still live action. It unlocks the Key Beetle, but I doubt he had anything to actually kill Dark Law, unless he had Dark Hole, which thankfully he didn't. So I proceed to just push his face in from there. So he couldn't do anything because Dark Law was chillin'. Black's not cool. So this deck also has a really bad matchup against Xing's because I main deck stuff like Lightning Vortex and such. And against Imperial Iron Wall is a bad thing. So here I do this little almost basic first turn where I have Diamond Dude and Kageto Kage. No, Diamond Dude and a monster, but Kageto Kage is in my hand, so I don't go for an in-play. Instead, I just mill Shadow Mist to get a Diamond Dude back to my hand, which thins out my deck, and I don't minus off of it. Instead, I get like an almost possible plus, because Diamond Dude can mill, and Rainbow Karibo, if it protects Laval Chain for a turn, I get another effect off. So that's like my if I don't go into my throw in play. So this is pretty basic back and forth here. I'm already at a disadvantage because he saw his Imperial Iron Wall. And I don't have any banish stuff that I can be fancy with. I did have Sabatiel in hand, so I could have gone Miracle Fusion and done possibly cool things. But that's locked down. So I saved the Sabatiel for a Monk play, or a Super Holly, or a Lightning Vortex to make it live action. But this is a really uphill battle for me, because he makes things cool. So he makes Moonlight Rose Dragon to, I guess that's his only level 7, because I'd never seen him make any other level 7. Because he has that with the intention of bouncing back my masked heroes, if I ever make a masked hero. Because I can't use Miracle Fusion, so, you know. So I make a 1-1, and then punch! So I try my best to not attack them. The things I mainly try to do is 1-on-1 their monsters, Super Poly, or wait until I have Dark Law to go off. So 1-on-1 is easy enough. Super Poly I have to draw into, or Sabatiel. And Dark Law is easy if I can special Shaman somehow. And he doesn't have Imperial Iron Wall out, or Torrential. So he does cool things after attack his monster. So it was at this point where it clicked in my mind that I had Rainbow Creamo in Graveyard and he had Imperial Iron Wall out. So my win condition that I tried to go for was to deck him out, because he draws 2 every turn, and then he specials when I kill monster, and he specials with the trap card. So every time I kill a monster, he'd be out 4 cards out of his deck, which is like my plan in my head, because he can't kill me, because Rainbow Creamo is just chilling here. So I try my best to deck him out as much as I can, using what I have. And a lot of dead cards in my hand. So I wasn't able to kill his monster this turn, so instead I opted to just take it and attack. You know, in case if I can't deck him out, I'm going to see if I can go in the long run of doing damage to him until he dies. So he Pendulum summons Odd Eyes from his hand, and then he uses his Mini Avarice card, which puts him back up 1 card in his deck, so it makes it further away. So here I draw Monk. Now I could have done like lots of cool plays with this hand, like lots of cool plays. Like trust me, a lot of cool plays. But I decided not to, because in my head I thought, Sabatiel's live. I can get Super Poly, and I can get 2 Super Polys and do shenanigans after shenanigan after shenanigan. And there's no way he's gonna kill me. I'm gonna be alive. So I didn't set Breakthrough Skill, because in my head I thought, they're all graveyard effects, they wouldn't trigger. So I figured I was not gonna die, and all I need to do is do double Super Poly to go for a game. But he had the Tiramisu, which I completely forgot about. That shows how much I know about this deck. I bounced it back to my hand by accident and shoved it back into the deck. So no Rainbow Creamo saved my life here, and I lost that one. So here's the non-King of Throat Imp first turn play here. I mill Rainbow Wing Creamo to get my Sabatiel's life, and chances of him killing Laval Chain were low, because Xings are very slow first turns. So I got 2 effects off of Laval Chain. And then he Trenchals my poor BLS. Now there was a cool play I would have done, because with Laval Chain I milled a Voltic. So I had a Voltic and a Dark Law banished. Shadow Mist banished. So I banished Voltic and Shadow Mist with the BLS. I was going to remove his Xing, summon Voltic, go Voltic, Shadow Mist, Mass Change, Dark Law, and then make a 101 for protection. But he had the Torrential, so I couldn't do that cool ass play. So I summoned the Diamond Dude, activate his effect, chain Mass Change. Because that way Dark Law comes out, and then Diamond Dude's effect would resolve. Doing it that way, my opponent would not be able to Boundless or Torrential, because you cannot interrupt resolving chain links. So Dark Law was completely invincible from that. And luckily with I milled a Mass Charge with Diamond Dude. So that was a cool plus there. So I have a Mass Charge coming up next turn. And then it looks like I was in complete control here. Everything was all hunky-dory, finey dandy, and all that cool stuff. Super Poly set, Dark Law live action, and yeah. I just Super Poly with his Light Tuner, because I was assuming he's going to make the Tiramisu guy. So he was going to bounce back Dark Law and Nova Master. So I have to interrupt it from there. Granted, he still had the play with the Masked Chameleon, but he only bounces 1 back instead of 2 back. So he's going to bounce his Shining back because he couldn't get over it, and I was going to protect the Dark Law with Rainbow Creamo, which it happened that way. So Dark Law's still alive. I draw Rhoda. I contemplated on making 101 here also, but there was no point. I decided to just go double Master Hero action. So here I attack into his Earth Xing, he specials with the trap cards, and then I activate Mass Change, go into Goka, and then banish the fusion to get more damage in. He loses a chunk, and then I attack his other monster, which gets banished. And then the Rip of the Century, Dark Hole. So he triggers all of his Yang Zings and trap cards, and Dark Law and Goka are dead. This is one of those opportunities where I kind of wish I would play Contrast Hero Chaos, because I was able to get him out, but I don't have the extra space for that, and rarely ever get to Master Heroes in the graveyard. Like, rarely ever get to do that. So I go make 101 and do some more cool plays. Detach 2, take his ass, activate Sabatiel, get Miracle Fusion, and then make that final boss monster to push for last game. Attacking for 21 and attacking for 3000 because there's a water on the field, which I had to remind my opponent about because everybody forgets that part. Then I won that one. So I activate here, Allure, then my deck out, set a card in case I mill Shadow Mist, that way I won't discard. So here's Miracle Fusion and Mass Change. I decided to get Mass Change because Dark Hall was more important than a fusion monster when playing against Yang Zings. And he knew that Dark Law was going to come up, so he tried to get his monsters in the graveyard as soon as possible. I don't Rainbow Karibo him here because I was hoping to mill a Shadow Mist so I can be like, ha ha. But I didn't mill Shadow Mist, so I wasn't able to go, ha ha. So make a low ball chain. Here I mill the Winged Karibo to get Sabatiel alive. I could have made a 101, but I wanted to be flashy. Like, there's no real reason why 101 wasn't a better choice. I just wanted to be flashy. And he Dark Bribes, but yeah, all that cool stuff. And then I make a cool play, Mass Change, all that fun stuff. Mass Change the Shadow Mist first. That way I would be able to top deck a BLS after that. So in case he gets over this, I had a BLS just, chilling up next turn to be a backup plan. Spanish. He completely forgot that I top deck Wall Chain. I gave him like 10 seconds to flip that main deck Imperial Wall. He just completely forgot, so I was able to special BLS. So now we have the Imperial Wall, Winged Karibo lockdown. And I have this cool field, which doesn't really help them very much. Dumb Dude, mill the D-draw. So I have essentially a vanilla Dark Law, a 3000 BLS, and then everything just gets trenchelled. And then he attacks. He leaves Rainbow Karibo on the field, because he's going to try to bounce it back to the deck. There's no point in leaving it in the graveyard. So here's Super Volley action. I forgot that I had no heroes left. Didn't matter. I mean, yeah, that hero wouldn't have really helped anyway. So he gets his plus engine live action. Does cool stuff. And here I go for a game. He forgets his Odd Eyes, goes to the extra deck. Oh no, he had Fuse Chain. So I wasn't able to go for a game that turn. So you live to see another day. Breakthrough Skill's completely useless against this deck. So that main deck option was a bad idea. I read Leyline again, because that's a lot of effects. I decided to just not care about it. So, Fuse Chain. Guys. So here I debate on what to do. I regret not playing Great Tornado, because I could just run over Odd Eyes, Super Poly with the Wind Yang Zing, and then make Great Tornado and attack directly for game. But there's just no extra deck space, That's the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays. Tight extra deck space. which is not a bad thing because that makes it more skill based in creating extra deck stuff. So here is mass charge. So I could mass charge, get back mass change and Voltic, and then make a Goka which is at 4,000 and attack over his odd eyes. But then I thought to myself, you know what? I could just wait out another turn because I want to see what this deck does. If I go for game now, I won't be able to see how he comes back from this cool stuff. So I decided to just wait. I have Rainbow Creeble in the graveyard, so he's not gonna. Well, I have Rainbow Creeble there in the field, so he's not gonna kill me like anytime soon. So I decided to just wait and see. So Mass Charge is sitting there chilling. And it was here, around here, that I clicked in my head, oh crap, my deck is really, really low. He's gonna do the exact same thing that I was gonna do to him a few games ago, decking out. So it's around here I was like, fudge. I forgot he can just do nothing and I'll lose for 5 turns. You really do forget that deck out is a thing in this game, like once you just get in the zone. So around here I was like, you know what? Let's just do stuff. Here's that Goku play that I was gonna do, but you know what? Let's just make a Super Holly play. So I try to go for as much game as I can, like right now. So here I make Goka. I Super Holly his light to get out of the way. Then I make a Goka to try to attack over his Xing guy. But he had the trap card, which gets him life. And from here I was just like, you know what? Whatever. So, hope you guys enjoyed it.